Everyone starts somewhere, and in boxing, it's the shadows. Welcome to the transformational journey from shadowboxing to sparring. Shadowboxing, it's more than just throwing punches at thin air. It's the foundation, the bedrock of boxing training. If you think about it, it's a bit like learning to dance. You start off with the basic steps, perfecting your footwork, learning to move with grace and agility. You're not just dancing for the sake of it, you're creating a rhythm, a flow that carry you through the more complex moves. The same is true for shadowboxing. It's where you build your footwork, where you learn to glide rather than stumble across the canvas. It's where you cultivate your speed, perfecting your quick jabs and lightning-fast hooks. It's where you develop your technique, honing your punch combinations and defensive maneuvers. But shadowboxing isn't just about preparing for a fight, it's also a powerful tool for warming up and cooling down before the heavy bag workouts, before the pads, before the sparring. There's always the shadowboxing. It gets your blood, your muscles warmed up, ready for the training session ahead. And when the session is over, it helps you cool down, bringing your heart rate back to normal, stretching out those muscles you've worked so hard. Shadowboxing is also a mental exercise. It's a time for you to visualize your opponent, to anticipate their moves, to plan your strategy. It's a time for you to connect with your inner self, to focus your mind, to build your confidence. So the next time you enter the ring, remember the shadows. Remember the countless hours you've spent shadowboxing, the sweat, the dedication, the perseverance. Remember the footwork, the speed, the technique you've developed. Remember the warm-ups and the cool-downs. Remember the mental preparation. Shadowboxing might seem like a dance with the air, but it's the first step, the dance in the ring. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look into the world of boxing, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with your friends and fellow boxing enthusiasts. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more boxing and tutorials. For more detailed information on how to box, check out the description below. Your journey from shadows to sparring starts here. Happy training. Moving on from the shadows, the next step in our boxing journey brings us to the heavy bag, a boxer's best friend. Indeed, the heavy bag is much more than a hunk of leather filled with sand. It's a vital tool that helps boxers build strength and power, two crucial elements in the sweet science of boxing. Picture this: you're in the ring, your gloves are up, and you're facing the heavy bag. You're not just standing there throwing punches aimlessly. Each punch is a calculated move, each jab or hook is a deliberate action. That's the essence of a heavy bag workout. Now let's delve a little deeper. A typical heavy bag drill involves working on combinations. Think of it as a dance, where you're moving in sync with your own rhythm. You start with a jab, follow it with a cross, and then throw a hook. This 1-2-3 combination is a basic yet effective drill that helps improve your speed, timing, and coordination. But it's not all about the punches. Body shots are equally important. They're powerful, they're devastating, and they can turn the tide in a boxing match. So, when you're working on the heavy bag, make sure to practice your body shots. Remember, a well-placed body shot can be a game changer. However, hitting a heavy bag isn't about mindlessly swinging your fists. It's about maintaining form and technique. Yes, the bag is stationary. It doesn't duck, it doesn't bob, and it doesn't weave. But that doesn't mean you can forget about your form. Every punch should be thrown with precision. Every move should be executed with balance. Otherwise, you're just wasting your energy. In conclusion, the heavy bag is an invaluable tool in a boxer's training regimen. It helps build power, it helps improve technique, and it helps prepare boxers for the real fight. Despite being a stationary object, it provides a dynamic workout that challenges both the body and the mind. The heavy bag doesn't hit back, but that doesn't mean it can't teach you a lot. From hitting an inanimate object, we move to something more dynamic: pad work. This shift marks a significant change in your boxing training regime. Instead of the static resistance of a heavy bag, you're now interacting with a responsive, moving target. Welcome to the art of pad work. Pad work is much more than just pummeling a set of pads. It's a dance, a dialogue of punches between you and your trainer. This is where you start refining those raw skills you've been developing, honing them into precise, controlled movements. You're not just throwing punches in the air anymore, you're aiming for a target that moves and reacts, just like an opponent in the ring. So what does pad work really do for you? First, it improves your speed. The swift interchange of punches and movements with your trainer forces you to think and react quicker. The pads come towards you and you need to hit them before they're pulled back. It's a game of speed. a race against time. Second, it helps you improve your accuracy. The pads are smaller targets compared to a heavy bag, and they're constantly on the move. This forces you to focus, to aim, and to hit with precision, honing your accuracy with every punch. Third, it's all about timing. In pad work, your trainer throws punches at you just as an opponent would in a ring. You need to respond in time, to block, to duck, to counter. This is where you learn to anticipate, to read movements, to respond, not just react. But remember, pad work is a two-way street. It's not just about the boxer, it's also about the pad holder. A good pad holder is essential for effective pad work. They guide you, challenge you, and provide the resistance you need to improve. It's a relationship built on mutual trust where the boxer and the pad holder work together to perfect the dance. Pad work is where the magic starts to happen, where you can start to feel the rhythm of real boxing. It's a crucial stepping stone on your journey from shadow boxing to the ring, a journey of growth, of learning, and of constant improvement. Now, we move from the practice to the real test, sparring. Sparring is the culmination of all the training, all the sweat, and all the dedication. It's a critical step on the journey from shadow boxing to the ring because it's here where you get to put all those skills you've honed to the test. Think of sparring as the final rehearsal before the big show. It's your chance to apply every punch combination, every defensive move, and every strategic element you've been working on in an environment that mimics the unpredictability of a real bout. But unlike the actual fight, the goal of sparring isn't to knock out your opponent, it's to learn, to improve, and to prepare for the real thing. Just as a musician practices scales and a painter sketches before creating a masterpiece, a boxer must spar. It's through sparring that you learn to anticipate your opponent's moves, to react under pressure, and to implement your strategies effectively. It's where you learn to manage your energy, to pace yourself, and to read your opponent. But sparring isn't just about the one in the gloves. It's also about the person at the other end of those punches, your sparring partner. A good sparring partner is more than just an opponent. They're your mirror, reflecting your strengths and weaknesses. They're your teacher, helping you to understand where you need to improve. They're your ally, helping you to become the best boxer you can be. In sparring, as in boxing, safety is paramount. It's important to remember that the aim of sparring isn't to cause harm, but to learn and improve. That's why we wear protective gear, use gloves of an appropriate size, and always respect the rules of the ring. It's also why we have a coach or a referee present to ensure the sparring session is conducted safely and effectively. Sparring isn't about ego. It's not about proving you're the toughest or the strongest. It's about becoming a better boxer. It's about taking those skills you've practiced in isolation, the jab, the cross, the hook, the uppercut, and learning to apply them in the heat of the moment. It's about learning to think on your feet, to adapt your strategy as the situation changes, and to keep your cool under pressure. Sparring is the bridge between training and fighting. It's where you take those skills you've been practicing in the shadows and bring them into the light of the ring. It's where you learn to dance the sweet science, to bob and weave, to punch and counterpunch, to attack and defend. It's where you learn to be a boxer. Remember, sparring isn't about winning or losing, it's about learning and improving. So there you have it, the transformational journey from shadow boxing to sparring. This voyage begins in the shadowy realms where you learn to dance with your own silhouette, perfecting form, rhythm, and coordination. It's where every boxer, regardless of their prowess, starts their journey. Next, we transition to the heavy bag workouts. Here you learn to land your punches with power and precision, building physical strength and endurance in the process. It's a step up from shadow boxing, bringing you closer to the intensity of a real bout. Then comes the art of pad work. This stage is all about honing accuracy and timing, fostering a sense of rhythm and flow in your combinations. It's an intricate dance between you and your trainer, a ballet of fists and foam. Finally, we arrive at sparring. This is the closest simulation to a real boxing match. It integrates all the skills developed so far, testing your mettle against a live opponent. Whether you're just starting your boxing journey or looking to sharpen your skills, remember, every champion was once a contender who refused to give up. Speaking of champions, let's not forget the fitness aspect of boxing. Whether you're aiming to become a professional boxer or just looking for a unique way to stay in shape, boxing can be a game changer. It's not just about the punches and the strategy, it's also about the sweat, the grit, and the determination that goes into every training session. Boxing can help you build strength, increase stamina, improve coordination, and even boost your mental toughness. It's a total body workout that challenges you physically and mentally, making it an excellent choice for anyone seeking a dynamic and effective fitness regimen. If you're intrigued and want to learn more about how boxing can help you get fit, don't forget to check out my other video on that topic. Remember, fitness is not about being better than someone else. It's about being better than you used to be. Stay fit, stay strong, and keep fighting.